Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and we have a lot to get to, a lot to talk about. The latest Argentina national team for the September World Cup qualifying matches have been announced, and we have a lot of surprises in terms of players who have not been selected and players that have been selected. Scaloni has gone on and surprised many people with his list. As always, though, before we get going, let us know down in the comments below where you're watching from. We always tend to get from all around the world. Let us know down below. We have BC in the house. BC, if I'm not mistaken, from NYC, as always, from New York City. Welcome, BC, and welcome, everybody. Let's get to the big news, and that is what you see on the screen. No Lionel Messi, no Paulo Dybala, no Marcos Acuna, and no Franco Armani either. He is not part of the national team, not for this one. And looking at the chat, yes, BC from NYC, we got Statue of Liberty and the Big Apple. Master Azar, I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing, Master Azar? Hello. I believe this is called The Thrill. Much love to The Thrill. Thank you for joining us. BC talking about disappointed that Acuna is leaving Europe. He's going over to River Plate. He's going back home to Argentina, but a different club. Sheikh saying it's 2 a.m. in Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Sheikh, for joining us. 2 a.m. That's incredible. Thank you so much for the support. Masters are doing well, doing pretty good. I'm glad to hear the thrills saying good. We have a lot to get to. Shio saying no Palacios, no Ezequiel Palacios either. Looks like Ezequiel Fernandez took his spot in midfield. As you guys can tell, we have a lot to discuss. Going back now, no Messi. We were talking about this less than 24 hours ago on the live discussion. We were discussing it, everybody here, as also with Osvaldo, about how maybe Messi would, he would get selected. He might not start versus Chile or Colombia. He might be brought in more as a substitute, but he did not even get selected, and that is massive news. We have a fun little crazy statistic when it comes to this list. And keep tuned, stay tuned. We're going to get to that. And we have David. Much love to David. Thank you for joining us. David says, I'm excited with the team and what's ahead. Love from Western Sydney, Australia. It's 9 a.m. here. Much love. Thank you, David, for joining us, spending your Tuesday morning with us. Thank you so much. Chef saying, I'm very not happy with the list. Well, we're going to get to it. I mentioned earlier, no Lionel Messi, no Dybala. I have Dybala twice there on the screen. No Acuna, and no Franco Armani. And with that said, let's take a look at the list. Let's see who has been selected. What does this team look like? And this is what we have in terms of the national team. So the four goalkeepers, Walter Benitez, Geronimo Rulli, Juan Musso, and Emiliano Martinez. Let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of the four goalkeepers? Scaloni going with four as opposed to the three. Some changes here. Geronimo Rulli, who was part of the Olympics, he's still with the squad, remains with the squad. Juan Musso is back, and if I'm not mistaken, it's his first call up to the national team since before the World Cup, where he got injured. And he is there in place of Franco Armani. Walter Benitez keeps his spot from before the Copa America. He did miss out on the tournament. And of course, Big Dibu, Emiliano Martinez is there, of course. So those are the four goalkeepers. Let us know what you think of that. HMDH says, I agree with the keepers, as do I. I'm very content with these four goalkeepers. Continuing on, looking at the defenders. So we have Gonzalo Montiel, we have Nahuel Molina, we have Christian Romero, Germán Petzela, Leonardo Balerdi, Nicolas Otamendi, Lisandro Martinez, Nicolas Tagliafico, and Valentin Barco. Let me know, what do you guys think here? Because we're getting some surprises already. We got Juan Musso back, no Franco Armani. We look at the defenders. We got Balerdi that's there. No Marco Senesi, by the way. Marco Senesi of Bournemouth, not selected. He is not there. No Marcos Acuna as well, and that's a big one too. Looking at the chat, Shaykh saying, I was surprised to see Pazzella and not Varela. Varela in midfield missing there. But Pazzella is there as well. I had mentioned, I think Pazzella would be selected maybe up until October, maybe even November. But I think we're going to start to see him kind of phased out within the team. Pazzella now at River Plate, having left Real Betis. Looking at Farhad. Farhad, thank you for joining us. It's 5 a.m. in Bangladesh. That is nuts. Farhad saying, interesting new players selected. Only Varela and Echeverri are missing. Echeverri, honestly, I think both players, Varela and Echeverri, are going to be with the national team pretty soon. Master Azar talking about Castellanos. We're going to talk about him in just a little bit. BC saying players in Saudi Arabia should not be considered for the national team. And this looks like it's a growing debate in regards to the Argentina national team. And it's one that I very much enjoy talking about. HMDH saying the defense is acceptable, but Balerdi always gets selected but doesn't play. And this is very true. I would like to see Balerdi get some minutes. Although when you look at the two center backs of Christian Romero and Lisandro Martinez, I mean, even Otamendi, who's the veteran, got benched. And I don't think anyone is starting in place of those two if both of them are healthy. Then if we look at the midfield, we got Leandro Paredes, Guido Rodriguez, the new man from West Ham United, remains. Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Gio Lo Celso. The big surprise here is, of course, Ezequiel Fernandez of Al Qadsiya over in Saudi Arabia. He just joined them over from Boca Juniors. And then we also have Rodrigo De Paul. Let me know, what does everybody think of the midfield? And also hit the like button and the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. We got a lot of stuff coming up. It's the World Cup qualifier season. It's the new European club season. We're doing videos left, right, and center, live discussions. You don't want to miss a thing. So taking a look at the chat, Masters are saying, I don't understand why Scaloni is taking an extra keeper. This has been a trend pretty much since the 2021 Copa America. I'm not too big on it, if I'm being honest, in terms of taking 4. I think it's a little bit much. But, taking the 4, letting them train together, get that experience, I don't think it necessarily hurts. That's just me. Shayf saying, I hope to see Anselmino soon at the national team. Seems like Romero, a light version. Still very, very young for Anselmino. Signed with Chelsea, but he's going to be staying over at Boca Juniors for a little bit. Let's take a look at Jackson. Jackson, welcome, Jackson, and thank you for joining us. Jackson saying, we need Claudio Echeverri, Alan Varela, and Franco Mastantuono, and as well as Thiago Almada. A lot of young players here, some exciting players. And I'm sure they will all be getting their chance with the national team very, very soon. Varun, welcome. And Varun saying, hi, Roy. Why no Ezequiel Palacios? I'm going to throw that question over to everybody as well, and we'll get back to the list in just a second. Why not Palacios? I don't know. That's a very good question. I was at the stadium when Argentina faced Peru in Miami. Palacios played in that one. I thought he played decent first half, a much better second half. I don't know what's going on with Palacios. Maybe Scaloni wants to try somebody else in place of Palacios. Maybe he knows what Palacios offers to the team, but he wants to try out Eki Fernandez to see what potentially he might bring. I don't know, and it's crazy to think because Palacios had a good season with Bayer Leverkusen, won the Bundesliga, made history over there. I don't know. Let me know down below. What do you guys think of Palacios getting dropped from the team? HMD saying selecting Ezequiel Palacios is the best thing. And there you go. Something I must have missed. To skip my mind. Everyone correcting me on that one. Palacios is injured. So big thank you for that one. Must have absolutely slipped my mind. So Palacios being out opens the door for Eki Fernandez, and let's see what happens there if Eki Fernandez could take advantage of the chance of being selected. Let's take a look. Korsinia Singh, watching from Auburn, Alabama in the United States. Thank you for spending your Monday afternoon / Monday evening. Well, that's a big, big thank you to you as well. Varun talking about Guido Rodriguez. This time should be over. We'll see what happens with Guido at West Ham United. He's only played one Premier League game with them. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with him? Now, if we continue on, let's take a look at the forwards. Again, a lot of talking points. Nicolas Gonzalez, and he's set to join Juventus, but we'll see. But the list is Nicolas Gonzalez, Alejandro Garnacho, Matias Soule, Juliano Simeone, Valentin Carboni, Julian Alvarez, Lautaro Martinez, and Valentin Castellanos. And out of those forwards, only those, we have Matias Soule, Simeone, and Castellanos. Those are three players that were not part of the Copa America winning team for Argentina. So essentially, three quote-unquote new faces with the national team. Let me know down below, and especially the fact, what do you guys think? And especially the fact that no Lionel Messi and no Paulo Dybala, and of course, Angel Di Maria has retired. So those are three big players for Argentina that are no longer selected or not selected for these World Cup qualifiers. This is going to open the door. I mean, some of these players are going to get the chances. We have two big matches, at home versus Chile, away versus Colombia, two different kinds of games. You think the likes of Garnacho, Nicolas Gonzalez, Soule, everybody, they're all going to get their chance. And of course, Lautaro and Julian Alvarez. This is massive. This is very, very good. I'm enjoying this. Let me know down below what you guys think. Let's get to the first question here. Sidikur, thank you for joining us. Sidikur asking, Dybala's international career is over. Honestly, I think it might be. Unofficially, I think it might be. I don't know what you guys think, but the fact that he got dropped for the Copa America, despite the fact that he was healthy, we never really got a clear reason as to why he was dropped. Scaloni gave, he gave an answer, but never really went into specifics as to why. I don't know if it's something off the pitch, on the pitch. We don't know, and I suppose we'll never know. But Dybala dropped, and now he's going to Saudi Arabia. Maybe Scaloni wants to try younger players. Dybala's only 30, and 30 is not old, and not these days anyways, especially in football. But the fact that he's not picked, and you get the likes of others that are, when you take into consideration that Messi and Di Maria are not picked this time around, might be a clear indication that Dybala's international career with the Argentina national team is over. That's just my opinion, just basing this off of what I see. And I mentioned in the past, I said before the Copa America, I said Dybala probably, I said Dybala won't make 2026 the World Cup. It's not one of those things where I'm gloating, but the writing was kind of there for all to see. Let's take a look at some more comments here. HMD saying, Thiago Almada deserves to be selected after his good display at the Olympics. Yes. The thing is, there's only so many attacking midfielders. There's only so many forwards, let's say, or attack-minded players that you can bring to the team. Thiago Almada now playing in Brazil. If he turns it on there, there's absolutely no reason why he would not be selected for the national team. And DJ saying, was Roy Nemer called up? No, I was not. Not even close. Korsiniat saying, Dybala's not to Saudi yet, so it might not be over. And that's very true. That is very, very true. However, still, with that said, the fact that he wasn't selected for the Copa America and he's not selected now, it makes you wonder what more he has to do to be picked for the Argentina national team. It really makes you wonder. The thrill, no, Garnacho is there. Alejandro Garnacho is on that list. Farhad saying Argentina need one number 9 who has big, tall physical presence. Alejo Feliz type of player. A big, tall physical presence like Haaland brings out the best from other players. Yes. Alvarez isn't the biggest. Lautaro isn't the biggest. Lautaro maybe more of a target man. We have Simeone that can play down on the wing, but kind of centrally as well. You have Valentin Castellanos, who scored for Lazio. He's more of a number 9 and more of an out-and-out number 9. So they have that. You have Luciano Gondu, who's still very young, part of the Olympic team. Very good display from him. So we have some players down coming up through the pipeline, through that conveyor belt of talent, and it's exciting to see. HMD saying Dybala should have played for Italy, but winning the World Cup is no, absolutely. Chef saying without Messi, he would have given 25 to 30 minutes. Varun, maybe Scaloni told him about his selection, and Dybala decided to get the bag instead of staying over in Europe. It's a possibility. We don't know how long this speculation of him going to Saudi Arabia, how long that has been going for. If it really just has been a week or a week and a half, or if it's something that has been going since before the Copa America, we don't know. But what we do know is that Dybala, at least for the time being, is not part of the national team. Jackson, with time, my friend, with time, I think we'll definitely see them. Asif, welcome Asif to the chat. Welcome everybody. Asif from Manchester in the United Kingdom. It's about 12:20 a.m. right now in the UK. Thank you for spending your Monday night with us. Pathmanite here. I actually understated Dybala going to Saudi. If you knew, he is unlikely to go to the World Cup in 2026. Very valid point. Maybe Dybala saw that he wasn't being selected for the Copa America for the national team, and he thought his chances of making the World Cup were very, very difficult. So he decided to go over to Saudi Arabia, and that's fair. That's a fair way of looking at it. Good for him. He's making some extra money, playing in a league that's growing with a lot of talent going over. I definitely see that. Kosiniats is saying we don't have anyone of a Messi-esque other than Dybala, so we don't understand why Scaloni does not like him. I don't know what's going on with Dybala, my friend. It's been a mystery his entire national team career for different reasons. Whether he would get picked, stay on the bench, not play, not picked, injuries, whatever it might be. And it's crazy because when you look at Dybala's national team career, he's never really been a starter for Argentina many, many times. Most often, he is a substitute. But you look at the Finalissima he came on, he scored. You look at how well he did in the World Cup final. He had a very, very good pass that could have led to a Lautaro Martinez goal, and Lautaro was ultimately offside. And then you have that clearance on Mbappe, the last kick of the game. Then he scores his penalty kick in the World Cup final in the shootout. He's had moments. He's had big moments and important moments, the biggest moments that anyone could have in a career. He's had them. But with that said, as crazy as it sounds, his national team career could and probably should have been better than it was. And that's crazy to think. Argentina won the Copa America twice. He was dropped twice. That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy. Sidi Kur, and this is a question for everybody we're going to throw out. Sidi Kur saying, with Messi and Di Maria, two senior players missing, who will take the responsibility in the case of creating some chances? This is a good one. This is going to fall strictly to everybody. I don't think it's just going to be one player. I think the wingers will absolutely have to play their part, whether that's Nicolas Gonzalez or Garnacho. I think the forwards just in general, Lautaro, Julian, then you have Soule. The midfield, of course, Paredes, Lo Celso, De Paul. Everybody's going to have to play their role. And we saw it. This team can win without Messi. This team won without Messi. They won the Copa America final, essentially, without Lionel Messi playing most of the game, pretty much, without him, or at least half the game without him. So, it's they can do it. They can do it. Varun saying reports say River want Dybala. I haven't seen that one, but if they could match what Saudi is paying, who knows? Who knows? Sheikh asking about Eki Fernandez, his selection. I don't mind it. Look, it's still very much early in the season. He still has that form of playing well for Boca Juniors and the Olympics. We'll see what he brings. It's all going to depend on how well he does in training, and if he does get minutes, how well he does. But this could certainly set a precedent for Scaloni and the national team. If he does well and he continues to get selected, then does that ultimately open up the door for Argentina national team players in Saudi Arabia to get selected? That's going to open a lot of doors. Cleon Spencing, Dybala's days are over. Sheikh asking about why does River Plate want to sign everyone? I don't know. They have the money for it. They have the money for it. Barun saying if this is it, Dybala's national team highlight would be the Mbappe clearance. I mean, that and scoring in the final as well in the penalty shootout. Let's see what else we got. Cleon saying Angel Correa needs to get a chance. I'm a big advocate for Correa. I think he could maybe still get called up here and there, but I think ultimately his time is probably over with the national team. Rihanna, hey, good morning, and thank you for joining us. Corsenia saying when Dybala's fit, he's easily one of the top 6 or 7 players in the world. He's top 10 for sure when fit. He is absolutely top 10. Let's see what else we got here. Corsenia, reports also say Dybala won't leave Roma. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? Nothing is signed yet. He hasn't joined Saudi Arabia. Asif, I'm surprised with 4 keepers. Gazzaniga is not one of them. P.S. Armani has retired from Argentina, I believe. Paulo Gazzaniga is another good goalkeeper. I think he should have gotten a chance a couple of years ago. Now, with, you look at Juan Musso, how well he's doing. You look at Jeron Morrulli, recently joining Marseille. You look at Walter Benitez and how well he does and he's doing. It's tough. It's tough if you're an Argentina goalkeeper to crack the national team. What else we have here? Asif, thank you, Asif, for that. Asif saying, I'm surprised Guido is picked. I'm not totally surprised, to be honest. I think, Eki Fernandez getting picked because they play a similar role, that might give Scaloni the chance to see how well Fernandez does in place of maybe Guido, especially in training. Then you have Paredes, who can play as a defensive midfielder. And then, of course, Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, both are interchangeable as well, right, as defensive midfielders. So I'm not surprised that Guido has not been dropped just yet. I'm not saying he will get dropped, but I'm not surprised he's still getting picked, at least not yet. But if the other players keep up their form, he's going to have to keep up his form, and that's going to be difficult for him to get picked if he doesn't. Absolutely. Let's take a look. What else we have here? What else? I love the comments, by the way, everybody. Keep them coming and hit the like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. As I mentioned, we have a lot of stuff coming up. Andy J saying the problem with Dybala is that he leans towards wandering around like Messi, and you can't have 2 guys like that on a team. That's a valid point. Dybala is a different breed kind of player, not at the same level as Messi, of course. I don't think anyone's at that level. But yeah, he might not always be involved, but he's very good when he is. And look, ultimately, I'm surprised he wasn't picked this time. I really am. Whether the deal falls through to Saudi Arabia or doesn't, I'm surprised Dybala is not picked. Rian asking about Senesi and Medina. Senesi is not 100%. He has the knock that he got in preseason, but I don't think it's anything serious. I just don't know how long he's out for. He did not play for Bournemouth in their opening match. He wasn't picked due to the injury, and maybe that's why he wasn't picked for now. But it doesn't mean he will not get picked in October. As for Medina, that's a good one as well. Medina's one of those players that does well, but for whatever reason is never consistently picked with Argentina. But it's still this very, very, very early start to the European club season, so it doesn't mean that he cannot ultimately get selected. But you look at Argentina's backline, how deep it is, especially at center backs. It's going to be tough for anybody to crack that. Let's see. Shaykh asking about why no Varela. This is a good one as well. Shaykh saying, why no Varela? I think his time will come. I truly, truly think Varela will get selected for the national team very soon. By the end of next summer, I think maybe by November, we could see Varela as part of the Argentina national team. And there's another one. A lot of competition in midfield. There truly is. We're stacked. Argentina is very, very deep in midfield. HMD talking about how the national team, the Argentina national team, is winning, and it's time for the clubs to start winning some foreign titles. By all means, my friend, I would love to see that. Hemlock, it is time for Garnacho to lead the attack. Welcome, Hemlock. Thank you very much for joining us. Everyone's gonna have to carry their own weight, as they already do. I could really see Garnacho on one wing, Nicolas Gonzalez on the other, and then either Lautaro Martinez or Julian Alvarez down the middle. But I really see Garnacho starting at least one of the 2 matches. Maybe not both, but I could see him starting potentially versus Chile in attack. But we'll see. Time will tell. All right. See if you need to pause, get some water. I got some water somewhere. I'm just excited. I'm excited to be here with everybody talking about what we love, and that is the Argentina national team, the World Cup champions, the back-to-back Copa America champions, and why not the Finalissima champions as well. BC talking about a solo show. Hey, technically I'm on air solo, but I'm with everybody here, and that's what matters. Thank you, everybody, for joining. All right. All right, let's go back to this comment here. Let's bring this up. Give me one moment here. Just going to grab this. It was a comment by, where was it? Here we go. Asif saying, I'm glad that Castellanos was picked. We need another striker as backup in case Alvarez or Lautaro get injured. Maybe Icardi still has a chance. Uh, this is an interesting one. This is a very, very interesting one in terms of the attack. Now, Lautaro and Alvarez, they've interchanged, right? Knock on wood, they both tend to have a very good track record when it comes to fitness. But if something were to happen to one of them, we do have Valentin Castellanos, right? He is on the team. We have Beltran as well of Fiorentina, not selected this time. Icardi is a case in and of himself, to be honest. Doing very well at Galatasaray, scored a ton of goals last season, wasn't picked. I think his national team career is over. I don't know what everybody else thinks about Icardi. His off the pitch, let's say, stories sometimes grab the headlines more than him on the pitch. And I don't know if that's something that Scaloni really wants to deal with right now. I'm not too sure. But I like Icardi on the pitch. I think he's a great goal poacher, a great number 9. He's the type of player that you'd like to have on the team. But I think his national team career is over. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And once more, Asif Mahmoud, a big, big thank you, my friend. Very much appreciated. And the thrill to followers since 2010, 14 years. A big thank you. I appreciate you and I appreciate everybody here as well. This would not be the same without every single one of you here. Mundo Albiceleste is coming up on, we just surpassed 18 years since 2006. We have been doing this. So big, big thank you, everybody. Massive, massive thank you. All right. Let's continue here. Garnacho, BC talking about Garnacho, 1 goal and 1 assist in 2 games. Sheikh saying Senesi is injured. Yes. What else we have here? Let's take a look. Andy J. Hey, I'll let others answer this. Let's see who knows this. I'm down to make a video. I'm up to making a video or a live discussion about all of this because I think it could be very cool and very, very interesting to talk about. But let's just say I've been supporting the Argentina national team for as long as I could remember. Let's put it that way. But a great question. We could do a separate video about that. Rian saying, instead of Guido, we should have Varela. Again, I think we'll see Varela soon with the national team. I truly do. I'm talking about Otamendi. I don't know when. Obviously, he's getting up there in age, and Scaloni's not afraid to bench him. He was benched at the Copa America in place of Lisandro Martinez, and we saw how well Lisandro Martinez did alongside Christian Romero. So I don't know. I don't know if Otamendi is technically still third choice, if it's going to be somebody else as a center back. But with the way things are going, I don't think Otamendi is going to be starting many matches with the national team. And same thing for Petzela, if I'm being honest. I don't know how many matches he's going to be starting. The thrill talking about Icardi, saying, look, he's a talented player, but I think off the pitch is kind of maybe what ruined his national team career more than anything. That's just my opinion. HMD saying, forgot about Icardi and he will never get picked, says the thrill. Icardi and Pastore, there's another one for Pastore, a big, big favorite of mine. About 14 years ago now. Very talented player, but Pastore is a little different, though. It's a little different from what I've heard. Farhad saying, Valentin Gomez, Thomas Palacios, fast, promising, intelligent defenders from the Argentine League. There's a lot of them coming up. There's a lot of them in Europe. There's a lot of them recently making the jump. So keep an eye out. We're going to be doing a lot of videos, a lot of live discussions talking about the younger players coming up and maybe some that not everybody has heard of. So that's why you want to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss a thing. Let's see what we got here. All right. Check talking about Lo Celso should be moved on now from Tottenham. He's set to leave them, at least on loan. Maybe Real Betis. Who knows? Their potential. I'd like to see him back in Spain. I think that's where he does best. I think that's what the best suits him, let's say. There you go. We'll do that, BC. We'll do that. An Origins video. We'll do it. And the thrill, I'm guessing you're talking about Pastore. Yes, once upon a time. Clean thought about Senesi. Senesi's presently injured and not 100% fit. That's why he wasn't picked for Bournemouth in their opening league match. But I think we'll see him with the national team soon. I would like to think so. Let's see. HMD. Scaloni doesn't want to suspend world champions until they say so. He's loyal to them, but careful. Italy in 2010 and Spain 2014 isn't that far. So that's very interesting. I like the fact that you mentioned that, HMD, because I was looking at the list of players. And I don't know how many of you guys knew this or how many kind of looked at it, but 11 of these players that have been selected for the South American World Cup qualifiers, 11 of them were not part of the World Cup winning team. So I know there's been a lot of talk, and I totally get what you mean, HMD, about how, we don't want to end up like Spain or Italy after they won the World Cup. I get that. But 11 players in a year and a half, close to 2 years, I think that's good, especially when you consider that the base of the team is still relatively young or even mid-20s. So 11 players. We'll take a look at those 11 players. I'm just going to get to the Thrill's comment. Thrill, Argentine ancestry. Am I a jerk to pivot Argentine jersey? Nah, you're good, my friend. You're good. You're fine. Hey, if you got the Argentina stuff, you're good. You got the blood. Even if you don't have the blood, hey, you support the best national team in the world, my friend. I'm gonna say this: I'm not Argentine. Maybe a lot of you knew this before. If you don't, you know it now. I'm not Argentine. Been supporting this team for a very long time, decades. And trust me, Argentina have more fans in Bangladesh, in India, in Malaysia, in many different parts of the world than there actually are Argentines. That's how crazy it is. This team is massive, massive, massive. All right, let's continue here. Let's see what else we got. BC talking about Emi. When is Emi leaving Aston Villa? He's so good for that small club. Look, they're in the Champions League, and that was his goal. I would like to see him at a team that will be fighting or have a better chance, let's say, at winning the league. Manchester City, or maybe, obviously he was at Arsenal years ago, but Manchester City or over in Spain, Barcelona, we could definitely use Emi Martinez. You look at Madrid, a team that can fight for not only the league but the Champions League, and I think he deserves it. I don't know how much longer he's going to be staying at Villa. He might stay for a long time. We don't know. Time will tell. All right, Asif, I feel like Acuna still has a lot to offer for Argentina. Surprised he wasn't picked, but Pizzella was. Acuna still good enough. Acuna is still more than good enough, I think. And, Argentina, I said this in the last video, but the left back and the right back, the full back positions for Argentina are the two positions where I think we lack the most depth. You look at the center backs, the quality we have, massive. You look at the midfielders, massive amounts of quality. You look at up front, a lot of talent. The left back, right back position, we only have maybe two to three players as left backs, or two or three as right backs. I think, I said this in the last one. If Acuna is not there, I think Valentin Barco has to be there, and vice versa. If Barco is not there, I think Acuna has to be there. In this case, it's Barco that's there instead of Acuna. But I think we're going to be seeing more of Acuna, especially if he does end up going to River Plate. I definitely think so. Riyad talking about Almada. He just joined a team in Brazil. He left the MLS. I think he'll do well, and I think we'll be seeing him back in the national team. BC Spain in 2014 had a tough group. Previous World Cup finalists, next South American champions, and next Asian champions. That is very true, and that's very, very true. But they got outplayed. If you look at those games in 2014, you could tell they needed fresh legs. They needed a change. But yes, they had a tough group. BC Nemer sounds Lebanese or maybe Iraqi. Maybe. All right, HMD. I remembered Pastore days ago. I think his best tournament was the 2015 Copa, and I agree. I think it was. Unlucky not to win it. Selecting him instead of Ricami in 2010 World Cup was too early. I've heard stories that's why Pastore was selected in 2010. Obviously, Ricami wasn't picked because there was a whole fallout with Maradona. I've heard stories Pastore was picked. I'm not going to go on the record and say it, but let's just say maybe an agent or two were involved. I don't know. I've heard there was pressure from the outside to get Pastore into the team. Cleon Space talking about, hey, from Jamaica. Welcome, Cleon. All right. Jamaican. Very nice, very nice. Shaykh Scaloni is going good, but sometimes player selection is not good. It's going to be difficult to agree with every single selection, right? All right, let's go. Let's take a look. Excuse me. See if the important thing is Scaloni has to do for 2026 is create a team that can create and score without Messi and Di Maria. If he can, I believe we can win. Once more, a big thank you to everybody that's contributing. Much love, very much appreciated. Look, yeah, 1,000% I agree. 1,000,000,000% I agree, and I think that's what he's doing. I really think that's what he's doing. Argentina are the best team in the world. They won the Copa America with an injured Messi on the bench, facing a very good Colombian team, and one that many people had as favorites in the final, more so than Argentina, as crazy as that sounds. Argentina beat Colombia without Messi. Now, we have the World Cup qualifiers, and that's going to give Scaloni an even better idea of how well this team can perform, not only without Messi, but without Di Maria as well. Who's going to score? Who's going to step up? Who's going to create? And this is why I'm excited. I love Messi, favorite player of all time. I never want him to step away, never want him to retire. But with him not there, it's interesting to see who's going to step it up, who's going to be that player, who's going to help lead in midfield, who's going to lead up front in attack. So I'm very much excited. And by the way, we'll be doing live discussions, previewing the games, live discussions after the games, and live discussions in and everywhere for the next couple of, forever, pretty much. We're never going to stop. We're never going to stop. All right, let's continue. HMD, who remembers Christian Pavon? I thought he was going to be the next Tunisia. They sold us false dreams with Christian Pavon. Sampaoli sold us false dreams with him. Very much false dreams. But yes, I remember him, of course. Chef talking about Emi Martinez. He's loyal to Aston Villa. I could see him retiring at Villa. Yeah, I could see him staying there for a long time. He looks like the loyal type, and he appears to be the loyal type. And look, there's nothing wrong with them if he were to remain there. All right, Jackson. Yeah, Soler, right? Left back, Soler, Medina, Zenon, Esquivel, Barrido, Bautista, Ojeda. There's a lot of players, a lot of young and up-and-coming players for Argentina in different positions. Some still playing in South America, some playing in Europe, some maybe close to making the jump over to Europe. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for sure. Left Coast Lefty, nice name. Welcome, Left Coast Lefty. Barco at left back. Why not? He is very versatile. Can play as left back, as left midfielder, left winger, pretty much anywhere down the left side. I can, he's picked now instead of Acuna. He's definitely one for the future. He's still raw. He's still very young. Still has a lot to learn, of course. I'm not saying he's the best left back in the world, but the potential is there for him to be the future left back for Argentina, I think, personally. Let's take a look at what we have here. Okay. The thrill. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, everybody. We'll do a separate video. You know what? I know everyone's interested in this, and I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll do a separate video, and we'll do a separate video where I'll talk about myself, but at the same time, I want your origins as well, whether you're Argentine or not. How did you become an Argentina national team fan? So we'll set that up very soon. We'll do a live video. We'll do a live discussion. We'll get it all going. I like that. This is a good idea. All right. There you go, HMD. Exactly. Colombia gave it the raw in the Copa America final, especially in the first half. They were not able to score. Argentina went on to win it without Messi. That says a lot. Yeah, that's true. Uruguay were the OG favorites before the start of the tournament. I saw that. I saw a picture of De Paul. I saw a picture of Correa, of Julian, and of Molina on the bench. I did see that. It went around. Andy J, this is a bold prediction. Andy J saying Barco will score a goal for the national team before Garnacho does. All right, that's a bold prediction. I hope not, especially considering Garnacho is a forward. He needs the confidence. in terms of scoring goals. Asif, thank you so much. This is massive. Oh my God. Asif, I'd love to know your story. I've been a fan since 1990. I'd love to share my story as a fan one day, from watching major tournaments, how the internet changed how we could follow Argentina and their players week in and week out. Once more, big thank you. And yes, I'll be telling my story, and you could tell your story, and everybody could share theirs as well. Yours is 1990. I'll say this. Mine was about 4 years later. I could say that. Mine was about 1994 was the first recollection, the first memory I have of the Argentina national team. It was a Gabriel Batistuta goal versus Greece at the World Cup. That's the first memory I have. And from there, it was something. It's been quite a journey, quite a ride. But 1994 for me. And if we look at this as well, in terms of how the internet changed, how you follow Argentina and how you follow football, it's the same for myself, and I believe it's the same for everybody as well. Mundo Albiceleste started in 2006, and Sebastian Garcia, who started it, he didn't know, and no one knew, the amount of support that Argentina has worldwide. And he said the story in the past, and it's in the archives, and we'll get him to say it again. But he started the whole thing, and people from all around the world started commenting. I joined Mundo in 2007, and same thing. It's surprising the amount of love and support from Bangladesh, from India, from Pakistan, from Malaysia, from Singapore, from South Korea, from Australia, from Europe, from Africa, from like Cameroon, even Nigeria, South Africa, worldwide. It's massive. It's Canada, of course, United States, different parts of South America as well, different countries. Argentina's worldwide, and the influence that you guys play in all of that, believe it or not, the love, the support you guys show the team. You go back to, excuse me, that must have been loud. You go back to the 2022 World Cup, the national team, the players didn't know it. I know for a fact, I know this for a fact. People have reached out to me, people from, within, people that work for the federation, essentially. They told me firsthand they did not know the support that Argentina had in India, in Bangladesh, in Pakistan, in Malaysia. They did not know that. We did. We knew that back from 2006. But yeah, it's massive. It's massive. And we'll do a separate video, of course. We'll be and Nepal as well, of course. Nepal, the Caribbeans, yes. The Caribbean islands, massive, of course. Massive. But thank you so much for sharing that, Atif. And as I mentioned, my friend, we'll be doing a separate video, of course, talking about how we all became Argentina fans, and we'll show the comments. And if you guys have anything to share, any pictures, anything, I'll give out an email address. You guys could send it out, and we could share it on screen. All right, let's get back to all of this. HMD saying 1998 for you. BC, I'm a little bit younger, just a little bit younger than 36, let's say. 1998 was your first. 94 was my first glimpse. 1998 was the first full World Cup I remember. I'll say that. But I remember here and there parts of 94, but 98 was the first one I fully remember. Jackson talking about, I've always been a fan of Argentina since I was a little boy, since the time of Diego Maradona. Was a big Maradona fan. Oh, yes. You lived through the glory days. I mean, the lucky is right now as well. We lived through the glory days of Maradona. Let's see here. Nah, Thrill, you can't say that. He'll be good. I'm not going to get into Veron because I have my thoughts about Veron, and I don't know how popular they're going to be. But no, Garnacho's he's a good guy. He's a good kid. He'll do well. Yeah, that match versus England. Riyadh, 1998, few memories, of course. BC, oh yes. Oh yeah, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. Not so much, I mean, here and there in England, of course, not so much, and specifically not France or Germany. But you'd be surprised. Scotland, massive Argentina fans in Scotland. I've seen a couple of fans from Scandinavian countries. I've seen actually a fair bit from Scandinavian countries as well. Eastern European countries mostly, actually, now that I think about it, going through the records I have in my head. Rian says Nepal. Yeah, Nepal too. The Thrill, what to make of Luca Romero? Luca Romero is still young. That's the crazy part, is that Luca Romero, I believe, is 19. I'm looking it up now. He's 19. Luca Romero is going to be 20 in a couple of months. And we've been talking about him for 5 years. He's still so young. I think he just needs that one club to break through. HMD, Crespo should have started instead of Batsuta in 2002. We could do a separate video talking about that. Trust me. Thrill, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Indonesia, William, yes. A lot of fans in Indonesia. A lot of fans. Yeah. It's the Maradona effect. Let's see what else we have. Rivals of England. There you go. Rivals of England, Eastern Europe. That's exactly it. Where the Argentina fans are at. Thank you. Again, the thrill. Thank you, my friend. You're too kind. You are too kind. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love and support. HMD, talking about the Carmen Saviola should have been called up 2002. Hey, if you guys want, we could do a separate video. I have no problem. You guys are giving me ideas right now. We could do a separate video just talking about the 2002 World Cup. We're going to talk about our origins, how we became Argentina fans. We could do a separate video talking about the 2002 World Cup if you guys want. All the controversy, everything. I just don't know how positive it's going to be. That's the thing. North.village. Would love to see Zenon in the national team soon. Notice they were trying him in the middle in the last match for Boca. Good for Ricky Fernandez getting selected. Yeah, I mean, Zenon is one that I think had a decent Olympics, decent to good Olympic performance. And again, he could be one for the future. He could definitely be one for the future, for sure. Let's see what else we have here. What else we got? Looking at some more comments. Nico Paz. He's talking about Nico Paz. Nico Paz has to leave Chelsea, in my opinion. Chelsea, has to leave Real Madrid. I was reading Sheikh's comment just above. Nico Paz has to leave Madrid. It's that simple. I don't think he's going to develop. I don't think he's going to become a starter there. I think he has to leave, in my opinion. Let's see. Sheikh, why does Chelsea sign everyone? I don't know what's going to happen with them. I just know I want Enzo to do well. That's all I know. I want Enzo to do well, and I'll be happy. Osvaldo, thanks, my friend. Thanks for the comment. Osvaldo, everybody recognizes Osvaldo, of course, part of the Mundo Albiceleste family, just like everybody here. Asif, I was 7 in 1990 in the World Cup when I first watched football ever. My big brother was supporting Brazil, so I thought, okay, I'll support the other team, Argentina, and the rest is history. You made the right decision. My friend, Asif Mahmoud. A very good decision. HMD, Zenon does not convince me. He has his moments, in my opinion. Still needs some time to develop. Asif 2002 was bad luck, in my opinion. Amazing team, just wasn't meant to be. That's a positive way of putting it. Yes. Andy, this is a good one. I bet DePaul is captain in the next game. He's key to the spirit decor that team has had the last 5 years. I can see DePaul being captain if Otamendi doesn't play. I can see Emiliano Martinez being captain. I can see Cuti Romero being captain, but I think Tagliafico might captain the team. I think Tagliafico is going to captain Argentina, in my opinion. He's been there the longest. And if I'm not mistaken, he's worn the captain's armband for Argentina in the past. I could be wrong. But I think Tagliafico would be the captain and has been the captain in the past. BC 2002 could have been a super classical in the World Cup final. Yes, it really could have been. Because I think Argentina were the only team capable of eliminating Brazil and beating them, in my opinion. And we could have had one in the semifinals in 2022, but Brazil got eliminated. C'est la vie. That's life. It is life. Cleon, talking about Enzo Fernandez should leave Chelsea. They have a lot going on. They were unlucky versus Manchester City. I truly think they were unlucky against them. They could have won and probably should have won. All right. Let's get back to the national team and this statistic that I mentioned earlier. I said we'd get to earlier. For the first time in 11 years, the Argentina national team does not consist of both Lionel Messi and Angel Di Maria. So the last time Argentina had or named the team without Messi and Di Maria was in 2013. It was a World Cup qualifier versus Uruguay, a 3-2 loss. I believe Maxi Rodriguez scored both goals. That match was in Montevideo. Argentina had already qualified for the World Cup, and that was the last time. That was the last time. No Lionel Messi and no Di Maria for the first time since 2013. 11 years. 11 years. Maxi Rodriguez scored both goals. God, I love Maxi. I miss Maxi. Side note, I'll gloat about this. I was lucky to meet Maxi Rodriguez last year in Miami. I took a picture with him, and I told him thank you for everything, pretty much. And very nice, very, very nice guy. And a great player, of course. BC 2013 was Messi's peak when he was scoring. Messi was scoring for fun. Messi was scoring for fun. That was a joke. He was a joke of a player. He still was a joke of a player. Still is. But, you know, he was scoring hat tricks every single game. It was ridiculous. Unseen. HMD. Oh, yeah. Maxi was something else. This is something that not many people knew, Asif. Yeah. I mentioned this in the past. Maxi Rodriguez never played in the Copa America. He never played in the Copa America for Argentina. He was not picked in 2007, not picked in 2011, and not picked after that, which is crazy to think. Yeah, he wasn't picked in 2004. He was at the 2005 Confederations Cup, if I'm not mistaken, but he wasn't at the Copa America the year prior, the year before that. No, HMD, no, he wasn't picked. Maxi never played at a Copa America. Played in the 2006 World Cup, 2010, 2014. Did not play at a Copa America. No. Farhad, injured in 2007, Asif. Yeah. He 2007, I believe he had scored. No, he played versus France, where Saviola scored. Argentina won 1-0 at the Stade de France, I believe, in February 2007. Saviola scored. I believe Maxi played in that game right before the Copa America, but he did not take part in the Copa America. Farhad, time has come for the new generation to prove they carry the DNA and grit of Messi, Maradona, De Paul, Romero, Martinez. Yes, and you know what? I think they'll pass. I think they've shown it, and they'll continue to show it as well. Sheikh talking about Maxi, his penalty kick in 2014. That was power. I don't believe he really went for placement. I think he just went for power, and he got it. And he scored it. He beat Silesen. Argentina won that penalty shootout, made the final. And they made the final. All right, let's see. So, yeah, just to kind of recap a little bit, some of the new faces: Tati Castellanos, Matias Soule, Giuliano Simeone, Eki Fernandez, and Valentin Barco included. Barco has played in the past for Argentina, but the other four would pretty much be their debut. Castellanos we spoke of. Matias Soule is an interesting one. I know a lot of people have been asking for him. I've been asking for him about him getting included within the national team setup. Simeone got rewarded for the Olympics, doing well there. He got picked. And Eki Fernandez, very good form. And now in Saudi Arabia, he got picked as well. So let's take a look. What else here? Cleon, yeah. Ezekiel Garay, what a fantastic defender, and what a penalty kick. What a penalty kick for Argentina. Going up second after Messi versus the Netherlands in the semifinal. Unstoppable penalty kick. HMD saying not okay, all right, not convinced with Soule. We'll need to see more of him, and we definitely will see more of him. North Village, I did not even think of this one. Someone's going to have to wear it. In the past, it's been Correa. In the past, it's been Di Maria. I don't know who's going to wear it this time. I don't know. I mean, a playmaker, you'd think maybe Paredes, but that's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be him. I don't know. This is an interesting one. It's a very good question. I don't know who gets to take it. The number 10, maybe McAllister. I actually, you know what? I'd say McAllister. I remember I tweeted about this. Someone had asked, this is a while back. I said, I think McAllister gets the number 10. And it makes sense considering his role in the team. He wears the number 10 for Liverpool. And I think he is a number 10 for sure. And Sheikh, there you go. Alexis McAllister. There you go. Federico Fazio, of course, won the Olympics with Argentina. Of course, Juan Pablo Sorin, a very fun left back to watch. Very fun left back. Let's see. Hey, Alfredo, welcome. I miss Lavezzi. Lavezzi was a wild card. I love Lavezzi. Super fun. Always gave it his all for the national team. Selfless, very, very selfless. Always put the team first. But yeah, that was the team. We might end up doing another live discussion in maybe the next 2 days or so. We'll see. Either talk about the origin story, a live discussion, or we can get Osvaldo in here and we'll see what other news we have to bring in. We'll talk about all of that. But we'll definitely be doing another live video this week. That is for sure. We'll be doing another one. When, not quite sure. Keep your eyes peeled. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. You need to. And hit the notifications button to be the first person notified when we go live. But we're going to be doing another live discussion, that's for sure, this week. We're going to be doing that at least once a week. We did one yesterday. We're doing one today. And we're going to be doing another one later this week. We'll do the origin. The thrill wants the origin. We'll do the origin story. We'll do the origin story. There you go. We'll do that. We'll do the origin story next. You got it. You got it, my friend. Deal. We'll set it up. We'll do it. On that note, a big thank you for everybody for turning out. Thank you, everybody, for donating. Much appreciated. Thank you for the super chats, for the likes, for everything. I said it before. I'll say it again. And I don't just, I truly mean it. I'm not just saying it to say it. I truly mean it. Mundo Albiceleste would be nothing without every single one of you, without all of you. We've been here since 2006 on the internet. We've been on YouTube for about 3 years, just over 3 years. We continue to grow, and none of this would be possible without all of you. So a big thank you to everybody for joining us. 2 last questions, and then we'll wrap things up. Alfredo, what about Nico Paz? He has to leave Madrid. He has to leave Madrid as soon as possible if he wants to continue to develop and if he wants to get a chance with the national team. Jacko Taco, long time no see, my friend. Thank you for joining. I'm late to the party. Who do you think will captain the side with Messi and Di Maria? I think Tagliafico. I think Nicolas Tagliafico. It's either Tagliafico, Otamendi, if Otamendi plays, De Paul, or Emi Martinez. That's my call. But I'm going to go with Tagliafico. HMD, thank you so much, my friend. And the thrill, thank you. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really means a lot. A big thank you once more, everybody. We're going to be doing the origin story next. That's a guarantee. We'll do it this week. We'll set it up maybe around the same time. And we'll get everybody here and we'll listen to everybody's stories, see what everybody has to say. I'll give you guys an email address, send up some pictures if you guys have, or videos, whatever it might be. We'll share it. We'll talk about how we all became Argentina fans if we're not Argentine. And if you are Argentina, if you are from Argentina, has this always been your first love? Let us know. Anyways, we're going to talk about that in the origin story. A big thank you once more, everybody, for joining us. Hit the like button if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit the notifications button if you haven't. And if you're watching us on repeat, of course, let us know down in the comments. Where are you watching us from? What do you think of this list? Who should have made it? Who should have not made it? Let us know down below. A big thank you once more, everybody. My name is Roy Nemer of MundoAlbiceleste.com.